Always say something. A prize, motherfucker.
Honestly, like, I'm gonna ground myself first before we jump into this episode, and then I'm gonna kick this shit. You feel me? I'm gonna kick this shit. What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thickpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of the Talkin Crazy Podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, do me a favor real quick, man. Give yourself a round of applause, okay? I don't think a lot of people really understand, man. This is the first Monday of the new year, all right? So welcome to 2026. And I bring that up because I know it's somebody right now, me included. I came into 2025 praying to God. You feel me? I was praying to God, asking him just like, hey, can you just see me through this? You feel me? Can you please just guide me? You feel me? I'm also one of the people that experienced some extreme highs. I also experienced some extreme lows. And if you're one of those people, man, and you made it to 2026, come on, man, we made it. You feel me? We made it. I know some people right now that didn't even know if they were going to make it through 2025. You feel me? This year beat down a lot of people, tore them apart. Come on. And through that, something new came. And I also just want to just take a moment because there's some people right now that are just no longer with us. 25 was their last year. So the fact that we made it to 2026, that's nothing short of a blessing. All right. And when I tell you to give yourself a round of applause, don't give yourself that half-ass round of applause that you've grown accustomed to giving everybody else. Make sure you give yourself a round of applause. Now, you guessed it. Yes, this is another New Year's episode, all right? Just like every other podcast around here, this is a New Year's episode. And yes, will I be providing some tips for this new year to help you jumpstart your 2026 so you can achieve your goals, increase your personal growth, and just become a better version of yourself? Absolutely. And you damn right. If you feel in this episode, make sure you head on over to your favorite streaming platform and leave an honest rating and review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as you do. However, I will say this, and I'll say this because I know no other podcast is going to say this. You really don't need a New Year's resolution, okay? I'm going to just say that. You really don't need a New Year's resolution. Some of us right now are working on a 4-year plan. Some of us right now are working on a 5-year plan. Some of us right now are still in the middle of the plan that we had set for ourselves back in 2020. You feel me? Some of us are in the plan that we set for ourselves 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So do you feel like you need to have a New Year's resolution? You don't. You don't. And I don't want you to feel like as you listen to this episode that you need to just recreate your fucking plan. I don't want you to feel like as you come into this New Year's that you're left out because you didn't have a New Year's resolution. To be honest with you, a plan can start any fucking time. You see what I'm saying? The plan can start any fucking time. Me personally, I am really working on the plan that I set for myself back in 2020 when I first started podcasting. And now here we are in the 6th year of that plan. But I will tell you this. Is New Year a fresh start? 100%. Does it make you feel like, hey, it's time to lock in? 100%. Does it make you feel like, you know what? That goal that I had been saying that I was going to start, it's time to start it? Hell yeah, it does. And if it does, go ahead and let's get started with this episode because I got 5 tips to help you jumpstart your new year. Let's get started. Number 1, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but just do it. All right? Just like what Shia LaBeouf said, just do it. All right? But seriously, start the goal now. I promise you perfection will come later. You feel me? Perfection will always come later, but you got to start. All right, you about to buy the platinum membership at the gym, but you haven't even given yourself a solid week at the gym to know if this is something that you even want to do. You got this grand plan, but you haven't even took the first step towards it. I will say this right now. When I first started podcasting, I was kicking this shit off a gaming headset, a phone, and the Anchor app. And the only audience that I really had was the 16-pack of toilet paper that I had across from me because we buy in bulk. And I was in a storage closet. But I was in there kicking that fucking heat. You see what I'm saying? No edits, just record and post right then and there. And I fell in love with it in that moment. I didn't buy the laptop until later on. I didn't buy the mics until later on. I didn't buy the ring light until later on. I bought those things when I needed them. I bought those things as I grew. I bought those things when I started to level up. And I will just say that right now. You buy in level 100 gear, but you level 1. You feel me? You don't even know if you like this. You don't even know if this is going to work for you. You don't even know how your schedule is going to work for you. So I would just say this right now. Just fucking start. Start now, and you will grow as you do it. Start now, you feel me? And you can fine tune as you do it. This is just a realistic thing. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you a guide on how to fucking start X, Y, and Z if I'm not going to be realistic with you. Just fucking start. You trying to plot a shot that you ain't even sent down range yet. Just start it. And if you don't like it, change it. If it's too much, subtract it. But I will tell you right now, one thing that you have to do is fucking start. Number 2, the goal has to be realistic and it has to be obtainable. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you know yourself better than anybody does, all right? You know exactly what you can do and you know exactly what you can't do. You know exactly how your schedule is. You know what type of person you are. All right. So I will say this right now. If you want to end up on the on January 10th list of National Quitters Day, then continue to keep giving yourself goals that you know for a fact that you can't obtain. And I'm not trying to deter anybody. I want people to know that right now. I'm not trying to deter you. But at the exact same time, you know I know what type of person I am. I know how I operate. I know how I function. I know for a fact that whatever I tell myself that I'm going to do, it has to be realistic because I know for a fact that if it's not, I'm not fucking doing it. I know for a fact that if it's more of an inconvenience for me, then I'm not going to fucking do it. Why the hell would I want to continue to keep doing something that's an inconvenience to myself? So I would tell you this, give yourself goals that are realistic and obtainable. The goal don't got to be something completely outside of your norm. It can be something that's along your path. All right. When I first quit smoking cigarettes, I did not quit cold turkey. Absolutely not. I tried that before and I smoked the next hour. I bought my first pack, right? Let me rephrase that. I bought my last pack and that pack had 20 cigarettes. And I told myself that in the last cigarette, that's when you're going to start. That's when you're going to start quitting smoking cigarettes. And that was exactly what it was. When I got to my last cigarette, I stopped smoking. You see what I'm saying? But it wasn't one of those moments where it was like, all right, new month. No. All I did was tell myself, all right, well, you ain't got no more cigarettes. Let's see if you can make it to tomorrow. And I made it to tomorrow. I was like, all right, well, you made it to tomorrow. Let's see if you can make it to the next day. And I did. It was realistic. It was obtainable. I bring that up, man, because we fuck ourselves over because we create these not realistic goals. We give ourselves these unachievable goals, man, and that's not how this is going to work this year for us. No. I will tell you, give yourself things that you can obtain. If you were trying to save money, then put money in there that you know for a fact that you ain't gonna miss. All right? And don't beat yourself up. If you gotta put $10 in there, then just put fucking $10 in there. If you gotta put $20 in there, then just put $20 in there. What we not gonna fucking do is put half our checks in our fucking savings account and then realize that we gotta pull out $100. And then the next day we gotta pull out another 100. And then the next week we gotta pull out 200. Ain't nothing worse than subtracting. That's demoralizing. And I will tell you right now, a quick way to stop you from doing your goal is to continue to keep demoralizing yourself. Keep demoralizing yourself and making it feel like as if you are taking steps backwards versus taking steps forward. And I promise you're going to stop doing it. So I will tell you, it's better to add than to subtract. And I will say this wholeheartedly. Ensure that you give yourself an obtainable goal. That's all. Ain't nothing crazy.
So let's pause this episode for a quick commercial break.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's going on, everybody? As we all know, mental health is a huge piece for me. And recently, as I become a better version of myself, I've decided that it's time for me to go to therapy because I understand how life can be a little overwhelming and we all need help navigating through the trenches of military service in and out of uniform. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, all you got to do is go to their site, Matter of fact, you can use my link right here. Answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who has years of experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call or video chat or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. You will be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours so you can get started fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your home. Visit betterhelp.com/meechspeaks and enjoy a special discount on your first month.
Number 3, and I will say this, man, because I kind of like tiptoed around this one because I didn't really feel right coming into it and I had to rework this entire point. And I will say that number 3 is honestly about the relationships that you keep. Everybody will tell you right now, oh, new year, new me. That means that I'm cutting people off. I'm going to tell you right now, man, I ain't cutting nobody out of my fucking life. You feel me? Ain't nobody about to get cut out. And I will also say this. If you feel like I'm holding you back in 2026 and I'm one of the people that needs to go, hand me the fucking scissors because I will do it myself. All right? I will do it myself. I bring all of that up, man, because we quick to cut people off, but we got temporary ambitions. We quick to cut people off, but we got unachievable goals. We quick to say like, hey, you no longer serve a purpose. Let's just leave that one behind, all right? It's a no-brainer, and it goes without saying that if this person is draining you, if this person hurts you, if this person really just is more of a hassle, then obviously you need to remove that person out of your life. But I will say this, because number 3 is all about, honestly, being open to new connections and new relationships. We cut people off because we feel like these people don't align with the goals that we are doing. But the reality is that when you first met that person actually aligned with the goals that you were doing. That's how you met that person. You see what I'm saying? You didn't meet them doing something else. You met them doing the goals or going down the path that you were currently on. You feel me? And to be honest, that person actually is there for a reason. All right. Probably for laughs, probably for loyalty. Honestly, probably there for a particular season in your life. So I will say this, be open to new connections. Be open to creating new friendships because these goals will require you to create new connections. A good example of this, J-Mac. All right. Y'all probably have seen me on his podcast. I'm bringing him on the show. I met him through podcasting. I met him because I wanted to start meeting people in the area that also were podcasters. I didn't meet J-Mac at a bar. I didn't meet the guy cruising down the street. I met him because I'm a podcaster. And I bring that up, man, because if you're going to the gym, guess what? You're going to start meeting people that also go to the gym. And by creating these new connections create new environments. New environments will create new friends. New friends will create new habits. All right. So I will tell you this right now. Coming into this new year, all right, be open to creating new connections and also creating new friendships. Number 4, be kind to yourself. Now, just because you being kind to yourself, that don't mean that you don't hold yourself accountable. I will say that right now. Be kind to yourself. But that does not mean that you don't hold yourself accountable, all right? One thing that I have learned about us, all right, and especially myself, I'm great at talking people into something. I'm great at hyping them up. I'm great at motivating them. I know exactly what to say and how to say it to talk myself out of it, all right? And I know for a fact I'm not the only one. We know exactly what to say, how to say to talk ourselves out of something. And I will just say this, coming into 2026, talk to yourself like you got some fucking sense, all right? Cheer yourself on the exact same way that you would cheer somebody else on. Be that shoulder for yourself that you would for somebody else. But most importantly, man, be kind to yourself. You starting something new. You trying to change for the better. You doing right by yourself. Are you going to fuck up? 100%. 100%. When I quit smoking, do you think that I relapsed? 100%. Life is stressful. Sometimes I just needed a cigarette. Did I beat myself up? Absolutely not. No, I just got back on the wagon. I restarted my timer and I continue to keep moving forward. I bring that up, man, because we will sit there and we will beat ourselves down, tear ourselves apart because we made a mistake in something that we've never done before or something that is new territory to us. And then we say, you know what? Fuck it. I guess I'll do it next year or I'll just do, bro, chill. All right. You're human. All right. Humans make mistakes. If you going to the gym for the first time or you just getting back into a routine, I promise you, after one good session, your body going to be sore the next day and it's going to be harder for you to be able to do it. All right. If you're trying to do right by yourself and just create new habits, trust me, you're going to revert back to your old ones every now and then. All right. You're changing. Okay. You didn't just change, but you're changing. So I will tell you this right now. Be kind to yourself. But that don't mean that you don't hold yourself accountable. Okay. Because kindness without accountability, that's just a fucking excuse. Okay. We not doing excuses this year. I will tell you that right now. We ain't doing excuses. All right. If I fuck up, I'm going to be the first one that's going to say like, hey, now Demetrius. All right. I understand you having a rough day. You probably tired. We're going to take the day off, but please believe that we will be there the next day. Okay. You fucked up on this diet, but you going to get back on it. All right. That's what accountability is. All right. Hold yourself accountable so nobody else has to. Hold yourself accountable so you can stay consistent. Hold yourself accountable so you can be proud of who you are. Number 5, and I will say this because I know for a fact nobody else is honestly going to say this, but prioritize memories. If you can make the memory, then fucking make the memory. You feel me? One thing that I've learned about New Year's resolutions is that we end up burning ourselves out before spring even comes around. Why? Because we prioritize high production. Oh, I gotta achieve this. I gotta do this. I gotta knock this task out. I gotta make this work. Bro. And then you subtract time with your family. You subtract time with your friends. You subtract moments that you know for a fact that you're not going to get back. And I will tell you this right now. You are adding something new into your routine, okay? That does not mean that you need to subtract everything else. It doesn't, dude. It really don't. If you have time and you can make it to spend time with that friend, then do it. If you have time to spend time with your kids, then fucking do it. If you have that opportunity, there it is right there. It's not time, it's opportunity. If you have the opportunity to do it, then fucking do it. I remember I went to California earlier this year, and I made it my business to see people that I had not seen in a while. I made it my business to do that. Why? Because I don't know when the next time I'm going to see them. Am I out there handling business? 100%. But I made it a priority to fucking see them. November, we had the ball in Vegas. Hell yeah. But I also knew that my cousin stayed in Vegas. I hadn't seen my cousin since we were kids. I reached out to him. I said, hey, man, I'm in Vegas, bro. How far are you from here? He said, hey, to be honest with you, I'm like 15 minutes. I got up during the ceremony and walked the fuck out to go see him because I'm always going to be here. I don't know if I'm ever going to get this moment. And I made that memory and I created that for us. You see what I'm saying? And I'm grateful that he took time out of his day to be able to do it as well. So I would tell you this, man. Let me rephrase that. If you have the opportunity, create that memory. You feel me? Create that memory. I promise you, your kids are not going to remember how hard you worked to get to this point. They ain't. But they will remember the times where you say, you know what, I'm busy doing this. I can't spend time with you. I promise you, your spouse don't give a fuck about your new goal. They don't. Okay, they don't. They happy for you. They hope it works. But at the exact same time, they going to remember the moments that you took away to be able to achieve something. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead and just give them that moment. Give them that memory. Give yourself that memory. Because I promise you, man, you want to go into 2027 fucking with memories. Because at the end of the day, when all this shit is said and done, that's all you really gonna have. And lastly, and I'm gonna throw this bonus one out because I can say all of this, but none of this shit means anything. I will say this wholeheartedly. Be patient with yourself. All right? This is new. All right? You're starting something. Be patient. Don't be looking at somebody else's progress wondering why you're not moving the way that they're moving. Okay? Don't pay attention. I can't stress this enough, man. Like, I'm not even trying to sound super like guru podcaster when I say this, okay? A surefire way to fucking demoralize you is to watch somebody else that's been doing this longer than you. To watch somebody that's not even in your category. You just see them. You feel me? To watch somebody who's been doing this once again, some of us are on a 4-year plan. We ain't just start this. And you just now starting wondering when you gonna get to where I'm at and don't realize that I've been doing this for the past 4 years. So I would tell you, give yourself patience, give yourself grace, but most importantly, be consistent. And with that being said, if this episode did resonate with you, don't forget to like and to subscribe and leave an honest review. But most importantly, 2026 is going to be your year. And if you feel like you've fallen off, go ahead and double tap this episode. But most importantly, keep me updated. You feel me? Keep me updated. I want to see exactly how y'all doing. And also, man, like send me over your New Year's resolutions. If you got them, let me hear them.
And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Also, don't forget to head on over to TikTok or Instagram and follow me at Meech Speaks. That's right, Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled Meech. Stay motivated, stay healthy. I'm out.